Hi, everybody. Welcome to our next training session today. This afternoon, I guess, our first session, we are going to talk about our financial responsibilities as section officers. We have the privilege of having Linda and Darla from our financial services department with us this afternoon. I know as treasurer and chair, we have a lot of responsibility, funding the section, managing those responsibilities. And there's a lot of rules, regulations we need to follow, and sometimes understanding what those are can be a little daunting. So I asked both Linda and Darla to speak with us today. So they're going to walk us through what those processes are, what your roles and responsibilities are as an officer, and help you really navigate that. So I'm going to turn it over to Linda now. I'll be here in the background. If you have any questions, Linda will be able to field those. If not, I will be able to field those. So please feel free to reach out. And then also, if there's questions afterwards, please feel free to email any of us. We're always here to answer those questions. So Linda, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you. My camera will be off, but again, feel free to chat those questions to us. Linda?
Hello, everybody. I just wanted to touch on a couple of items as far as the rules and regulations for the bank. So, as the treasurers and chairs, you do have some fiduciary responsibility, which means you need to be monitoring the activity in your accounts. We have had some issues with a debit card with fraudulent activity, and unfortunately, we missed the cutoff time to have those funds returned. So, what we ask that you do is to log into your account and check your statements at least every month. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to do so. And that way we can verify that the transactions that are occurring on your account are legitimate and you're not having any debit card fraudulent activity or check fraudulent activity, which is currently extremely bad within the United States. We deal with it every day with SAE, with fraudulent checks on accounts, and we need to make sure that we are being vigilant and making sure that we are not victims of that activity. So I also need to just sort of say, we do need to log into the accounts from time to time, because if you don't, your user access will be inactivated. And if we catch it in time, we can reactivate it. But if it goes past a certain amount of time, due to the security regulations at the bank, they will remove that user access entirely. And to get that back, we have to start all over, which is time consuming, problematic, and expensive. So we would like to try to avoid that whenever possible. I also want to talk about communications and requests for changes, signers, updates on access, things like that. If when you send us emails, if you could do us a favor and include the section or chapter name in the subject line, along with the last four of the account number. And I'm going to explain why I'm asking you to do that. We currently manage approximately 84 bank accounts across 6 different banks. Of those accounts, 60 of them are associated with sections, chapters, and teams. So it's kind of hard to keep track of all of them and every person. So sometimes we may not recognize your name, and to try to figure out which one you're associated with can be a little daunting. So that's just a personal ask on my part to make things a little bit easier going forward. In addition to that, I am going to be bringing Darla Hopkins on to be the main point of contact for these requests, changes, users, questions, problems that you may be having. And she is on the call. I did see her pop up. So if we could start including her on those emails, and her email address is, and I don't know if you guys could put this in the comments, but it is darla.hopkins@sae.org. So if we could start doing that, it would be much appreciated. And you could keep both of us on those emails as well, so that we can stay on top of things and cover each other. If Darla's busy with something, I can jump in, or if I'm really loaded, she can take the lead and run with whatever it is that you need done. The other thing I wanted to ask about, and I'm hoping that everyone could sort of participate here a little bit. We are going to be evaluating the possibility of changing to a new platform for Chase. So I wanted to kind of get some information from everybody on issues that they're having with the current platform, things that it won't do that you would like for it to do. Just, if you could give us some feedback on things you like about it, things you don't like about it, because then we can address that going forward with the new platform to make sure that it's going to meet everybody's needs. So I don't know if anybody has anything that they would like to share. If you don't want to share it on this call, you can send us an email. That would be appreciated. The more information we have going into this, the better off we'll be. The goal, of course, is to simplify things for you, to make things easier on the platform, because I know that there have been some people who've had some issues with the platform itself. So that's what we're trying to address. So if anybody has anything that they would like to contribute, you can put it in the comments, or I apologize for the visitor that I currently have. She apparently wants to share an issue. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not seeing anything in the comments, and Nicole, I don't know if you can see anything.
Darla, Linda, sorry, I'm not seeing anything right now either. But what I will do is, if you're okay with it, I will send a note out to our officers to ask for that feedback. So people that aren't on the call will have the opportunity to provide that feedback, if you're okay.
I'm assuming that's in response to my cat.
Yes, I think so.
And I can say that she has sat in on many calls and meetings and everything else, so she's probably learned quite a bit. So, but yeah, Nicole, if you could do that, that would be great. Because we're trying to sort of push the bank, and I don't know if anybody else has had business dealings with banks with your other jobs, but it is sometimes difficult to get things moving at a speed to which we would like. So we're struggling through a few things right now with the most recent round of signer updates and things like that. So we're trying to get those done. I anticipate Darla and I are planning on spending a lot of time tomorrow working through and trying to get some things taken care of. So hopefully there'll be some emails going out in the very near future. So most of the communications that come for those signer updates come from DocuSign. So if you see an email from DocuSign and you've recently made a request for a change, that's probably what it is. If you're concerned that there may be some phishing emails going on, please don't hesitate to reach out to us when you see one, and we can tell you if it is legit or not. So if anybody else has any questions, anything that I didn't talk about that you would like to talk about, now's your chance.
Just a quick question, Linda.
Mhm.
Do you know what your time frame is to potentially roll out a new platform? And if you don't, that's fine. Just for edification, if I have questions at a later date.
Well, time frame wise, I mean, if the platform is what they're saying that it would be, which would be a much simplified version of what we have, I'd like to get it rolled out as quickly as possible, just so that we're not making things more complicated than they need to be for everybody who has volunteered for these positions. So that's what I would like to do. I don't know if it will be that quick. I would like to, at the very minimum, have it done before the end of the year.
Okay. All right. That's helpful, especially when I'm soliciting feedback. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, but if we look at the platform and it is going to start taking away functionality that we need, then we will not be making the change.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you. Does anybody else have questions for Linda?
And it can be on any subject, even other than banking. If it's regarding your finances, I am here to assist you. Or at least point you in the right direction.
All right, guys, going once, going twice. All right, well, then I will let Linda go. If anybody has questions afterwards, please feel free to reach out. You can reach out through myself directly to Linda or Darla. We are here to assist as always. Our goal is to make your guys' lives easier. So, let us know how we can help. Linda, thank you very much. Darla, looking forward to working with you too in the future. So thank you, ladies. We appreciate your time this morning or this afternoon, I guess, at this point. So thank you all very much.
All right. Thank you, everybody.